My name is Camilla Kalbeck. I'm the founder of Kalbeck Coaching. I am a leadership and divorce coach. This channel is all about mindset and leadership mindset. Whatever you are on your corporate ladder, career ladder, to me, you're always a leader. I'm tuning in tonight. Tonight is Danish time, wherever you are, on how to survive when you report to a aggressive leader. So my question to you is: can you remember when you had reported to an aggressive manager? How did that feel? How did that affect your performance? And what showed up in you when you got this verbal abuse, whatever it was? The reason why I bring up aggressive management is that, unfortunately, but there's always a solution. There are a lot of aggressive management in our corporate world, also in the private sector, wherever sector we're in. And I'm going tonight to give you 4 essential steps on what to do when you're reporting to a aggressive manager. So tune in, get pen and paper. I'll try to make it shorter than I normally do, but get pen and paper because this is essential if you want to thrive. It's all about mindset, it's all about leadership and how you show up. Welcome wherever you are. You can be dialing in from tuning in, streaming in from LinkedIn, Facebook, and YouTube. Wherever you are, welcome to this channel, my channel, where we talk about mindset, the leadership mindset. And if you're ready, just the one promotion of this, if you're ready to dive in and up level your mindset, my free masterclass, Leadership Mindset Masterclass, may be just the one tool that you need, the one notch that you need so that you can go and thrive and create a better and a more abundant life for yourself. If you want to know how to how to reserve a seat, jump on my jump on my LinkedIn page. I will also send up some notes afterwards. And actually, under my face on LinkedIn, you can find a link to the registration page. So go book your free seat now. All right. And as always, I welcome in comments. So if there's any comments, and the only way I know that you're here is to actually join the live chat. I know some of the topics I talk about are sensitive. I know that. So that's why I appreciate that you send me notes afterwards, notes, the emails, because then I know how to help you moving forward. All right, but let's get forward. Let's get the tuned in on how I can help you thrive even though you are reporting to an aggressive manager. Because what I know to be true, and the research I conducted a few years ago, is that, and that is my research is after my 20 years in corporate world across various industries, there are aggressive managers out there, right? That is. And you probably have experienced that. I have experienced that throughout my career. It just also shaped me who I am today and how I show up as a leader and how I want to treat my employees and the clients I serve. It's also leadership. All right. So it's 4 essential steps I'm going to give you now that will help you thrive and navigate the terminal water if you're reporting to an aggressive manager. Step 1. I call that, let me just get my notes here. I call that you are in control. What I mean with that is that aggressive people who are aggressive, they have an issue, they have a challenge. It's not about you. But until we learn to control our brain, rewire our brain, we get influenced. We let ourselves be influenced by how other people feel. And let me, because now I learned it, studied the coaching, and now I'm running my own successful coaching practice. You can rehearse to take control, and that is what matters. Let people who are challenged for one way or the other, let them have those issues, whatever they struggle with right now. But don't let those their negative emotions affect you. I've been there, I didn't know it, and tomorrow I'm going to talk about what I wish I knew about leadership and management. But this is essential if you want not to be emotional or mentally affected by a leader who is aggressive. Take control of um, of how you think. It's about the thoughts that you think, how you feel, and what you act. Never let other people's negative emotions uh, direct how you're going to show up, right? That is number one. Number two, when when we get to deal with or connect with aggressive managers, we also know that often they they run from a fear-based management style. That's how they've, not even how they thrive, but that is how they survive. And often it's also the fear-based management, how they succeed in the corporate environment, and maybe also in the private realm, but it's a corporate world. It's um it's so typical. Fear-based management. And what they try to pose on you is their reality on life, but it's not your reality. So number two is to create your own reality and stick to it. Stick to it. Even though someone, it may, I say, if I was a aggressive manager, so, oh, you did shit. Sorry, my language. But, like what the language that the aggressive managers will use. Stick to know what you want. Know is true. What is your reality? Don't get emotional distressed, nervous, anxious. Right? It's their feelings, it's not your feelings. So take control. Never let other people's negative emotions and energy, it's about the energy, affect you. Right. And often, and I know it in my daughter, my 8-year old daughter, when she's a bit aggressive in the morning or whatever, it's not, the school has not really been as successful as you wanted. She might have been a bit fierce on that. And so it's very easy that the energy from her can affect me. But why should I suddenly be a victim of her negative energy? It doesn't make any sense. So stay tuned to your own energy, and it's something you can rehearse. Yes, you need to have the tools and the strategy, but you can rehearse to stay in your energy. Your positive energy, it's also in coaching, it's never positive and negative, but the anabolic energy is where you thrive. You can rehearse that. So remember, stick to your own reality. Number three, and this is an essential step when you're dealing with an aggressive manager, when you're dealing with fear-based management styles, and when you have experienced that suddenly a person can make you really insecure, even though you know that everything you've done is perfect, it's good. Well, they still, the way they walk, the language, the body gesture, the non-verbal communication, they make you insecure. And that can also happen when in your private life. I've been there myself. So that is fear-based management. We have it. We can't be two faces. People say we can be two faces. I have a different reality on that. But here's a trick: is that rehearse your self-worth. And what I mean by that is that get to learn to get detached from how other people show up in their life. It's all about the mindset. And what I'm giving you right now is essential tools that will improve your mindset so you don't become victim of other people's negative emotions, negative energy drain, and so that you suddenly you went from this, the roller coaster went from happy to really sad or angry, depressed. And it's because someone else was that when she entered in the room, or whatever conversation in the boardroom, and then suddenly it was really fierce. Don't let those negative emotions affect you. It's nothing to do about you. It has something to do about the person who is aggressive. That person struggles with something, and that person needs help. But often that person doesn't know that the person needs help. Can be a argument at home when they were leaving the in the morning over breakfast, whatever. And if that person hasn't trained, hasn't worked with someone like a coach, a mentor, maybe a more mentor, sorry, a coach, is like, then that person linger in that negative emotions or the sadness of it. But don't let that get on you, right? Stay detached. And step number 4, essential tips number 4 on how to thrive, even though you report to a negative or aggressive manager, um, is that, and here is the trick. I'm seeing the chat. Hang on for a moment. Here's the trick: is move on, move on. This is so important, and you know what? You've probably been there myself. I've been there as well. And all the people I interviewed, I luckily also interviewed people who were really strong in that position. And when I talk about aggressive management, I get to raise my hand and say it's not only on the lower level in the organization, like level 5 or 6, if you're even aware of those levels, it's also in the very high C levels that we have leadership, people focused management, and people focused leaders, and we have fear based managers. Doesn't matter where in the organization you are. Doesn't matter that either you have learned that, I call it the Teflon code also, learn to be detached. But here, there are so many people, and believe it or not, even in the higher levels in the organization, that are affected. I have clients who've been emotional and mentally affected by aggressive C leaders, right? Move on. I get to emphasize this because it's your life. You are the creator of your reality. And if you get to my body responding now, if you are stuck with a person that doesn't treat you with respect, you have all rights to leave. I know the trick. I've been there myself. I know, like, suddenly you have this, oh, but what about my personality? What about your financial secure? But there's always money out there. There's always a better job out there. Then that you have the opportunity to work on some limiting belief. That's why you accept being treated with disrespect. But don't move on. And I've seen it so many times, case after case, client on client after client after client, that they are emotional and mentally distressed, working or reporting to someone who thrive on fear based. Don't be that. It's not about you not being that, but you are worth more. My message to you is you are worth much more than those people who suffer. And if you don't move on, your mental health, your wellness, your well being will be affected. And the consequences are really high. It's huge if you don't look after your well being. So, that was another lovely notch. Really move on. And if you don't know how to, I understand and I appreciate I've been there myself. It can be overwhelmed. Like we fear the unknown, right? We don't know how to do that. And that fearing the unknown make us accept the current as is, even though it's, excuse my language, but it's shit. But it's not so bad. Hey, come on. Why are we so willing to trade off our wellness to someone else who doesn't treat us so well? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. All right. So that was 4 essential steps on how to move on or how to thrive when you report to a aggressive manager. It can be I've been like in BPTL and IBM. I have direct reports. I have dotted lines reports. Doesn't matter. It can also be in the practice environment that you're in. Somebody doesn't treat you with respect. maybe move on. I'm just going to recap the 4 steps, right? So let me just get back to my notes here. Note number 1, let me just bear with me. You are in control. Remember, you're in control and how your thoughts, your feelings, and your actions. Never be a victim of other people's thoughts and how they of their reality. It's so important, and it's something you can train. I've been there myself, and I trained my brain. I rewired my brain. I did a hard work. What is hard work? But I worked on myself for years, and that's why I, with pride, can I am a very strong advocate for the fact that you can actually rewire your brain and you can level up your mindset and your wellness, your mental wealth. Number 2 is your reality counts. What you think is true and what you know to be true, stick with that. Stick with that. Don't trade that off to someone else who thinks something else just because they are running on fear-based leadership styles. Don't be a victim of that. Promise me that, right? And reach out if you have any questions and overwhelmed how to do it. Number 3, practice, rehearse self-worth and self-love. That is so important. The reason why we suffer, the reason why that we feel insecure is that because we don't love ourselves enough. Bump up your self-worth, bump up your self-love, right? You get to be in control of your life. Don't let anyone else control your life. I've been there myself, and that's why I'm a strong advocate for these tools I share with you now. And number 4, if it's so bad that you get nightmares at night and you don't dare to share your voice and your voice is so important, move on. Move on. Life is amazing. Life is abundant. And go in and maybe listen to some Proctor affirmations or meditations. I listen to one right now and several times a day. It's about abundance. There's so much abundance and freedom out there. You don't get stuck to one company in the world. Thousands of companies out there, if not millions of companies out there. So move on. All right, that is what I had to share on how to deal with an aggressive manager. I hope that that whatever's inspired you to move forward. And remember, if you want to learn how to level up your leadership mindset, and for me, you are also a leader. If even if you are not by signature in your corporate world a leader, you are always a leader in your life. If you want to level up and learn how to do that, join my free masterclass. It's on the 21st of June or in the evening in Danish time. I think we start at 7:45 p.m. UK time. But check it out. I'm sending out some notes just after this live, and you will find the link on LinkedIn. So those linking in now from Facebook and YouTube, join my LinkedIn Facebook. Sorry, join my LinkedIn LinkedIn page, and you will get the link there. All right. Enjoy the rest of this beautiful day, the evening, and thanks very much, my friend from at least you're an Asian name. Thanks very much for your appreciation. I so grateful for the feedback I get, and if you have any comments on how to move forward, reach out. I'm here to help. I'm here to serve you. All right. Enjoy the rest of the day and be in touch again tomorrow. Bye for now.